Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth, an extension of the website flickeringmyth.com. My name's EJ Moreno and today we have a Netflix review. Yes, I'm talking about the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Part 2. Let me give you a little bit of information about how Netflix does their screeners and why that matters for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So they usually send us about 3 to 5 episodes, and that's never enough. I mean, if you send me 5 episodes of Daredevil, I need to know what happens next. It's like a drug addiction. I need to know right now, and I need it in my system. But with Sabrina, this season is much different than usually screeners because after 5 episodes, I needed a break. This is such an overwhelming, a jam-packed, a thrilling 5 episodes that I am impressed, I'm amazed, and what a wild ride the rest of the season is going to be. Not even just these 5 episodes, but what these episodes set up for the rest of the season, I cannot wait. Yes, if you followed season 1 of Sabrina, you know what season 2 is all about. Sabrina has just signed the Book of the Beast. This is the Dark Lord's contract with witches, basically saying, sure, I'm going to give you crazy magical powers, but I own you. You do my bidding. And if you know Sabrina in this show, Miss Spellman does not take rules well. If it's just the mortal world or the witch world, she doesn't play by anybody's rules. She makes her own. And that's what Sabrina's dealing with this season. She's truly struggling if she wants to be a good witch or a bad witch. I think she can find somewhere in the middle. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know about those gray Jedis, and that's what I want Sabrina to do in this season. I want her to realize that she doesn't need all of this around her. She just really needs to figure out herself, her life, and live it. And that's all that season 2 at least has been about. I mean, there's great characters on the side. We have like Madam Satan and Roz, and we have a crazy character explanation with Susie. There's a lot going on that I really enjoy in this season that I felt overwhelmed. Like I said, after 5 episodes, hell, after the first episode, I was like, this is what we're doing? What really impresses me with this season is how much they balance the horror with the comedy or with the campiness. Now, like most shows like this, you have something to kind of, every time it gets too dark, we have like a fun comedic moment to lighten itself up. Or if it's getting too comedic, we're reminded that this show is dipped in horror. It's so in love with the genre. It's always going to be there. But there is a point about episode 4, which is a great episode called Dr. Cerberus's House of Horrors, my favorite episode so far. But after this episode, I don't think there's much comedy. I don't think there's much campiness. This show loses the fun and gains a dark passenger, a new edge that really drives our characters mad in episode 5. And like I said, then we end there and I'm like, I want to know what happens more, but please give me a break because I just dealt with so much. Episode 5, titled Blackwood, is all about Father Blackwood. But it's also about what's happening with the families, what's happening with the Spellmans, what's happening with even just our normal characters like Harvey and Roz and Susie. There's just so much that happens in an episode that I thought was going to be all about one character, but they did shift around a lot, and that's so well to see that this show can handle all those different elements, all those different moving pieces on the chessboard. They can control them all very well thought out, very well executed. I'm so happy to see characters dived into. Like I said, Father Blackwood, who I did not like last season. Now I don't like his character, but I enjoy watching him go. I love the villain he's becoming. I love Madam Satan's growing, this background villain she's always being. Though she's in the background, we have the background of that, which is the Dark Lord doing all his scheming, all his plans. It is so much juicy gossip that every time episode finished, I was like, how can they do more? It's not all praise though. There is some elements that I do have to touch on. Now, if you didn't love the visuals of season 1, I mean everything from the special effects to that weird hazy camera filter that they use sometimes, that's still here. So if you're not a fan of some cheesy, fun practical effects or not polished CGI, you know it's gonna be here. I'm warning you now, it didn't really tweak that much. Same thing with that weird visual effect they do. It doesn't bother me, but I do see online that people don't like it. It is still there. There also is still a lot of dark praise Satan-ness. If you are not into that, or if you're like a part of the Church of Satan and hate the show for stealing a lot of the stuff from that church, I will say it's still there as well. Those are two things that don't bother me, the visual effects and the darkness of the show, but I do have to let viewers know, I do have to let people who are interested and maybe I should try it out. It is a dark show and it is so campy and so cheesy. Think of like season 2 or season 3 of Buffy. That's the perfect comparison. If we are going to mention Buffy real quick, which I'm going to try not to compare the shows too much to each other because it's not fair to Sabrina, let it live on its own. But Kiernan Shipka is like the second coming of Sarah Michelle Gellar's Buffy. There is just something so empowering about her. There's just something so fun to watch with her. I'm not a Mad Men fan, so I'm not too familiar with her work on that. I did see her on Feud, the Betty Davis and Joan Crawford show. That was so fun to see her grow on there. But in Sabrina, Kiernan Shipka does something so interesting. She pushes how far we can take our protagonist to like on the edge. She goes so dark down some alleys that I'm like, is she still the hero of the show? That's what I love. You don't know who's the hero. You don't really know who's the villain because this is a dark world, a real world. And I think Kiernan Shipka really plays that well. I think she really handles all that insanity perfectly. Those are my feelings on the first 5 episodes of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 2. I cannot dive into any more because I will get into spoilers, and I'm trying to save this for you guys. You have to watch this. You have to enjoy it because it's such a damn good show. It's so fun to watch, so campy, so still horrific. Don't excuse that campiness that think there's not going to be horror. It's still here, but this shows a little bit of everything, and I think you would enjoy it. If you like season 1, you should be back for season 2 because it's it's not just as good. It's even better than season 1. This is such a great progression of the show, and I'm so happy that it is. I'm so happy to get the chance to review it, and I'm so happy you tuned in. Thank you so much for checking out this review on Flickering Myth's YouTube. If you like this video, let me know down in the comments below. What is your thoughts of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? If you even want to talk about Melissa Joan Hart's Sabrina, we could talk about that. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy the review, and subscribe to Flickering Myth for videos just like this every single week. Also, don't forget to check out our website for articles just like this, and I have a full review on our website you could check out in a little description box below. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I cannot wait for more reviews.